Welcome.
Great to be here. Thank you for doing this.
Hi, Vishaank. My name is Charles, and I'm really happy to have you on the show with us. Um, can you tell everybody on the show, who you are and how you're connected with VATSIM?
Yeah, so I am, like most of us on VATSIM, aviation enthusiast. I fly on the side and been controlling on the VATSIM network since about 2013 to actually date back.
All right. That okay. So the organization has quite a history. So 2013 is a while, but it's been around since when?
It's been about 2001 and we've got folks from all the way back then that are still with us today, controlling.
Got to say that's pretty amazing. So I'm connecting up to the server just to see if we can kind of populate the world a little bit and see what's out there. We're just going to kind of. Yep, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing all the various functions light up. I'm going to go ahead and take my camera and just zoom on over to the tower. There we go. All right. Now, as we know, I didn't get my scenery pack installed quite right, so we just have a whole bunch of MD80s floating all over the place. But as we watch some of what's going on, I would just love to learn a little bit more from you. We got this teaser from Aaron a little bit about how intense the training is for VATSIM's air traffic controllers, and it makes sense to me. They're going to have to hold a pretty high standard and keep everybody safe. But if it's possible, just to learn a little bit more about that training program, I would love to hear it, and I think our folks here would love to hear it as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, as once you just kind of sign up to become an air traffic controller, you start out with a rating, what they call as an observer. And so,
Okay.
you are in that initial learning phase. You take some of your region's kind of like overall basic ATC lessons and an exam initially.
Okay.
And so we fall in the VAT USA region, which is like United States. So you take a test of theirs, you go through their very basic training, and then you choose which RTEC you want to be part of. And so we're the Seattle RTEC, for example. So you choose the Seattle RTEC, then you are now part of an RTEC, which the RTEC is under the parent of VAT USA, which is under the parent of VATSIM as a whole. And that's where we come in as mentors and as part of the training staff. We really and I love this concept. It's really a peer-to-peer driven type of an approach. It's controllers teaching fellow new controllers how to kind of upbring within the ATC world and
Wow.
train them.
So that was the thing, with Aaron, I felt like there was really the sense of community. Folks boosting each other up and really supporting each other's sort of education and development. And it sounds like that's exactly how it works.
Right, exactly. And what pays off really is, I mean, looking at the students that you train, them going above and, taking on more stuff. To be very honest, back in the day, I actually trained Aaron.
All
And
right, so it
about
works.
it. Yeah, no, 100% it does.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, Tell me about the Seattle RTAC. What It's not just the Seattle area it covers. It covers more of the region, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's basically all of Washington and Oregon in a way. So starting up from the north, really the Vancouver border, we start up from there. So
Hmm.
you include Billingham and all that.
Okay.
On the west side, you have Bowerman up until the Pacific Ocean. We cover all up to that edge.
Hmm.
Over Portland, we cover. Over Seattle, we cover. We go east as far as Spokane, and a little bit east of that as well. And then on the south side, Klamath Falls is really kind of our low point before Oakland, RTAC comes in this picture. So we've got, I would say, if you look at a dimension, we've got about a 350 to 400-mile airspace.
Oh wow, fantastic. How many controllers does the RTAC have?
Yeah, so we've got about 70 active controllers on the roster.
Very cool.
And that number kind of fluctuates on a monthly. Summertime and this season, it only peaks up.
Gotcha. Now, I don't know if you've got a chance to look at the scope right now, or can tell us, how much traffic we've got sort of virtually in the Seattle or KBFI area right now. Any? any numbers to share today?
Yes, I've got the scope up. If we look at it just at Boeing Field itself, we've got 10 aircrafts on the ground at Boeing Field.
Okay.
And if you look at kind of what we call the S-46, which is all of the approach airspace, so it's
Sure.
Seattle, from the Seattle airport, 150 miles, kind of all directions.
Mm-hmm.
We've got about 18 aircraft. So that means some are in the air, either going to other airports or they're just coming in to land at Seattle or departing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm just popping open. I'm just popping open VStars to take a look at it real quick, and see if I can get a look at the traffic. Now I know we have sort of issues where if I'm on VStars and broadcasting, people aren't going to hear my mic. So I'm going to go silent for just a moment. And if you can you see the stream? Okay. If you're on our Twitch stream.
Yep, I'm on it. Yeah, I can see it.
I'm going to switch it over to VStars, and if you can just kind of walk us a little bit through what you see, I think we'd love to hear it. You won't hear me, but I think folks would love to hear from you.
Sure. Yeah. So you see the guy on the top right? That's a VFR aircraft right above Boeing Field on the right side. You can see he has a V little popping over there. And so he's doing VFR Brenton. And if you look on the right side, it shows next to the V, it shows his speed. So he's at 80 knots. On the left side, it shows 22,022. So he's basically climbing through 2200 for that specific aircraft. And I guess he's not in a pattern. He is departing eastbound somewhere, or he's making a turn, or it looks like he's going to Renton, actually. Renton is the one on your screen now at the bottom towards the right side. So that is that aircraft. You've got okay, let's zoom out. The aircraft on the top left, you see he is into Boeing Field. It says BFI. He's if you look at what it says 011, that aircraft shows his altitude. So he's descending out of 1,100, now at 1,000 at a speed of 160. And I guess he just won the tower, so your view probably would have changed. So yeah, that was that aircraft. He's on final for run four right, is what that looked like. Let's see what other aircrafts you have. So you have the one this guy right here. Wonder what he's doing. Okay, so both these aircrafts, the ones that are right here, they're at 1,000. They're basically entering the left downwind for either of the runways. The left downwind is basically on the left side of the runway. You just go opposite direction, and then you turn base to final in a way, kind of joining the pattern, but you don't actually fly the whole pattern. You only kind of just do half portion of it.
Great. I was going to tell you that.
Yeah, so now you can see a lot more. Which ones? Yeah. So all these aircrafts are the ones currently on the ground at Boeing Field. So if you look at that American 370, he's taking off right now. So I'll show you he's an A321 and he's filed for Boeing Field. So I guess he's doing pattern work or something, or he just landed actually. He's probably the landing aircraft that was on final. The one on the on the north side of the airport, which is UPS 2995, he is Oscar November Tango ONT, so that means he's going to Ontario. He's a Boeing 777. He's the one on the right side, Charles. Right, right. Yeah, this one. Yep. So that yeah.
Very cool. And so each one of those aircraft that we see on the scope there's somebody here on the ground or in the air or flying around, and they're all connected via the network and the voice chat system. It's a very sophisticated system. I'm very impressed just to see it operate at this scale, and it's so cool to be able to have airplanes, flying around. I mean, to me, my home field, and all interacting. I heard from Johnny as we started this event that there were 16 pilots that were sort of registered to come into KBFI from various other destinations. So they made this fly-in sort of part of their route as they flew. Just before we head out to the next segment, and I really appreciate you having on, the last thing I wanted to ask about was virtual airlines. I hear this is something that VATSIM also has, and I'm just wondering what that is.
Yeah, so we've got, you've got United, Delta, and all that. They have the virtual component of it. Just basically they kind of mock up an airline and they run that of their own. So they've got, hubs within the airline. They've got members of their own, which are pilots. They have a rating system within that as well. They have routes, they have events, and that is one of the biggest ways that VATSIM is kind of fostered as well. We have virtual airline events, or like you mentioned, you had those 16 pilots in the Boeing field.
Mm-hmm.
The communication and advertising and events across VATSIM is huge. We'll have Friday night op events or the open mic that's happening. There are times where I will control 300 aircrafts across one night because we have an event, and I've done that.
300 aircraft.
Right, and that's 300 pilots sitting on the other side of their computer and actually flying. Yeah, it gets up to those numbers as well.
Okay, that's impressive. It's very, very cool. This organization, I mean, it is huge. We've heard 80,000 people, which is an impressive number. 70 controllers in the Seattle ARTCC. The scale and the scope of what you all do is just amazing, and I'm really, really happy to be able to have an event that features you, and we get to learn what you do. Thank you so much. I know you're busy and you've got other things to do, so we're going to let you get on with your day, but thank you so much for coming on to the show and being a part of this.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks a lot, Charles. Thanks, guys. Thanks all of you guys for putting this together.
You bet. Thank you. Take care.